Hey guys. So one question a lot of fans have now, since Finn Balor and Damian Priest became the undisputed tag team champions, which allows them, as before, with Dominic, because Dominic even can do this now with the NXT North American title, they could cross over to SmackDown. And a lot of people feel like WWE is overexposing the Judgment Day. They are overexposing them to the point that it's going to ruin them. And that is a good theory. That is a good speculation of is that probably what they want to do? Are they overexposing them so that basically we get bored of them? We get disgusted with them, or are they overexposing them so that they could be solidified as that heel faction that you just want to see get off your television? Just get get the hell beat out of them, despite the fact that you may like or not like each of them individually or as a team. So so again, that is a good question in theory to speculate. Are they? Is WWE overexposing them to either to either a basically to either a basically ruin them, basically get people sick and tired of them, to where they just don't want, not to where they just don't want to see them anymore, not because they hate them as heels, but maybe they're just getting annoyed with them, just being like, oh, here we go again, same Judgment Day crap, here we go again, Judgment Day here, Judgment Day there. When is it going to stop? So these are, or are they doing it because they want to feed in to the fact that they are this heel faction, and by overexposing them, they play into that by having the fans disdain, always having to see them everywhere, and by doing so, live up to what they say by them running WWE. You know, you have to wonder. You have to wonder because it's like, we're because another question fans have about this is basically, what's the end goal with Judgment Day? And one thing I mentioned in a $10 super chat to Alex Hicks the other day when he did SmackDown, when he reviewed SmackDown, I should say, I mentioned that the way it looks like things are setting up, it could be that Judgment Day, along with Jordan Devlin, if you will, Jordan Devlin. It could be the Judgment Day and Jordan Devlin, in War Games against a team possibly consisting of Bobby Lashley, the Street Profits, the new, I guess you could say, Hurt Business on SmackDown, and them teaming up with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. To me, I just threw it out there that it looks like, basically we have an idea of what War Games is going to be like this year. And Alex was kind of like, really? That's what we're going to get? Because, again, you have to ask yourself, what is the end goal with the overexposing of Judgment Day? Is it to basically ruin them so that way, they're basically brought down to a level of, hey, you're not, to where basically they get the message of, hey, you're not the bloodline in anything. You're not the bloodline, so you need to calm it down and everything. You need to kind of cool your jets. You're not the Judgment Day, da da da. Or are they doing it basically so that, are they doing it basically to get them, a lot of heel heat to really push them as this super uber heel faction? You know, that's these are good questions and everything. Along with what is the end goal, and is the end goal to get them to War Games, to where the dysfunction we've seen teased before and everything, the dysfunction we've seen teased before, gets teased again. Is that is that what it's leading towards? We heading in that direction to where war games is the end goal for the dysfunction, the disbandment, the civil war maybe that's going to happen within the faction. You know, Again, a lot of questions, people are asking and wondering about when it, comes to Judgment Day's, sudden overexposure and push all across, WWE. I mean, they're even teasing Damian Priest becoming a double champion. And, is that going to play a factor? Is he, when he attempts to cash in on Seth Rollins, maybe perhaps Roman Reigns, is there going to be a miscommunication between both him and Finn, or him and JD? You know, and that's going to cause more dissension. It's like, what is the end goal with the Judgment Day as a group? What is the end goal with them? Are they being put in this position to kind of, bring them down, teach them a lesson of, okay, you've had your fun, but guess what? You're not a bloodline-like group. You're just a, you're just a, you're just a mediocre upper mid card faction, or is it being done to basically push them as that super duper heel faction that the more you see them, the more you are, the more. Excuse me there. Bless me. Bless me there. Sorry. I also got the 49ers and Steelers on right now, but anyway, like I said, or are they doing it to push them as a super uber faction? You want to, that you get, that the more you see them, and the more that they gloat about, oh, we run the company, we do this, we do that, the more you want to see them get the butts kicked and everything. These are good questions. These are good questions and theories and wonderments about Judgment Day's role right now in WWE and what WWE's planning to do with them. So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to wait and see. But I know a lot of people are getting a little sick and tired of the overexposedness already. Basically Judgment Day getting all this exposure is basically breaking the brand split rules as it is. I mean, yeah, the tag titles give them a free pass over to SmackDown and NXT, and Dominic being North American champion gives them a free pass too, don't get me wrong. But, it's almost like you're kind of like really just, it's like you're really bending the draft rules to for Judgment Day for what? For what? Are you trying to ruin them with the overexposedness? Are you trying to push them as this super uber heel faction? That people just can't, that people are going to disdain and hate and just, can't wait to see get their butts kicked? And also it's like, what is the end goal? What's the end goal in all of this? It's like, is it to get us to war games, if you will? Is it to get us to war games? We'll get the payoff of, like the final straw of dissension. Is the payoff Damian cashing in on either Seth or Roman and that backfiring and that causing dissension? It's like, you have to wonder, it's like, what is going on overall? Like, what is the plan? All these questions I've asked are questions people want answers to. And hopefully WWE gives us those answers going into November, going towards the end of the year, leading into WrestleMania 40. It's like, what is the overall agenda when it's all set, to really, get to the main, the main goal, the main end goal at hand. That's the question, along with all the other questions I've asked and others are asking. But let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think is going to be, what do you think of these questions? And do you think any of these will be answered as we approach Survivor Series with a War Games match, on the horizon. You know, what do you think? What questions do you think will be answered, and what questions do you think will not be answered? Let me know down below in the comments as well as in the live chat during the premiere. Like the video, but give me your thoughts, and I will talk to y'all later. But yeah, love to hear what you think about this, and what do you think, this everything is going to end up in the end.